not apostles preach that the apostles preach now. Alright, as the scripture said, we are assured of whom thou hast learned it. Alright, so abide in this truth, because guess what? Because at the end of the day, you're not going to be ashamed when the Lord comes. Alright? Just like Apostle always say, you men going to be ashamed when you realize that he was always right. Alright? We're not going to be ashamed because why? Because as the scriptures talk about the men of Berea, they search the scriptures. In this truth, you have to be somewhat a skeptic. Alright? And a skeptic is not someone that doubts. A skeptic is someone that actually looks for proof. Alright? He looks for proof to believe in what he believes in. Alright? There is a skeptic. There was a group of ancient philosophers back then that it's not that they went out doubting, but that they actually needed proof. They would actually, as the church of Berea, they search the scriptures to validate what was being spoken to them. Alright? And that is how you have to be in this truth. Alright, the scripture says you very tasted meat. Alright, so you have to make sure where you're in. So abide in this truth. When you realize that this is the truth, as the scripture says, stay be times. Alright? This is 1 Corinthians 15 and 58. It says, therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, unmovable, be rooted and grounded in this truth. Don't let nothing take you sway from the left, sway to the left or sway to the right. Alright? Stay on this path. Stay on this path, because think about this path, right? This path like a narrow bridge, 4 feet wide. But not even 4 feet wide, 10 feet wide. Alright? This truth, the journey in this life is a road 10 feet wide, miles long, so you don't even know where the end is. Alright? All you know, you have a few more miles to go before you reach the end, but you don't know how much. Like 10 feet wide. But then the Lord have a spotlight on you. And that spotlight is only enough that if you push your hands wide out, you can't even see your fingers. That's how wide the light is. So the light only enlightening right by your foot, so that you could know you're on solid ground and know if if you're going straight. Now the light not gonna move with you to the left or to the right. The light remaining constant moving forward. So you have to do the same thing, remain constant going forward with the light. Abide in him, because he is the light. Alright? So you have to abide in the light, in the Lord. I am the way, the truth, and the light. He show you the way to go. Now if you stray out of the paths of the light, now guess what's gonna happen? You don't know how close you is to that end of that 10 foot. Because the light could be in the middle of the 10 foot. That means you have 5 feet this way and 5 feet that way. Or the light could be to the end of the 10 foot. That means you have a light about, let's say, light about 4 feet wide. That means you have 6 feet going that way. You don't know. Alright? So by you straying from this truth, as Paul said, do not err, my beloved brethren. By you straying from this truth, you chancing death. You playing with your life. That's right. Alright? So it says, 1 Corinthians 15:58, it says, therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of Yahweh, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. So your labor not in vain. Alright? The scripture said, cast not away your confidence, which had a great recompense of reward. So don't cast it away. Your labor is not in vain. It's not in vain what we do, not doing a vain thing. And even if it was a vain thing, guess what? We're doing this to inherit life. Alright? As the Lord tells Solomon, say, because you ask this and not the life of your enemy or riches, hey, you're going to give you all these things. And if you keep my way, I'm going to give you a long life. So we're just doing this because why? Because you was made to do this. This is the whole duty of a man.
It's Luke 21 and 34. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that they
cares of this life, because why? Because you see. Alright? Sometimes you have to be rebuking yourself right through to not fall in the folly of this life. Alright? Especially like carnival. You might the best thing to do in carnival is to stay home. Right? You might go out and see a woman in a two-piece shaking she ass, and then there's your eyes. There's your eyes. And then you might find your waist start to follow. You understand? And then before you know, you're on the ground. And she on, you understand? And she on top. And then somebody said, but you're not from GMS. And then reality smack back and it's like, shit. So, the trip come close now. You understand?
If I can add to what you said, because just add to what the brother said, because basically the most side set up traps, you know, written in this same book.
Traps or tests?
Well, both of them, because you got people who go pick up this and read whole day, all their life, and they will not be able to come to the truth. And understand? So the Lord put traps there. So we know, you know, it's like a survival to stay spiritual. Well, basically to stay spiritual alive, because out here is just dead. So anytime you slip anyway, it has spirits what the Lord set up, like the scripture I quoted earlier on Isaiah 6 and 8. That's a spirit what you know which basically have your mind to keep you what spiritually dead. Once you're not following in the right footstep, you know, like you're following the pattern. Once your footstep out of that pattern, you can start to go down a hill, and that is it, you're gone. So it's really a kind of spiritual. Yeah, yeah. You understand? So I better say I precept.
It's Isaiah 8 and verse 14. It's for that now. Start at verse 13. Yes, start at verse 13. The book of Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 13. Sanctify Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh of hosts, himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. And he... Because and that is why I fear the Lord. Because as these guys, he could bring you in, he could take you out. And he shall be for a sanctuary. Yeah, a sanctuary. So that is what the brother was talking about, being trapped and was in test. So it's a sanctuary. Hey, if you do good, yeah, I here for you for good. You understand? But if the poor one, the Lord will show himself poor, and the righteous will show himself righteous. Right? It says, continuing, but for a stone of stumbling and for a rock of offense to both the houses of Israel, for a gin and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. Yeah, my trap. So now last week, the guy was talking about we're not supposed to keep Passover and all of that because the Lord said he would prepare a place and where the place is. But guess what? The Lord told David that he would prepare a place for his people Israel. So then since David time, we're not supposed to keep the Passover. When we was in the wilderness, we kept the Passover for 40, we would have been keeping the Passover 40 years in the wilderness. And we wasn't even in the land. Exactly. Hey, we keep it in Egypt.
I'm a little more here. Continue, it says, and so that they come upon you unawares, for as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth.
If I might say this, so now your ears, you gotta be like a hind or a gazelle. Them things, I think they sleep for like 12 hours at a no, 12 minutes I believe at a time. That is how they sleep, because them always alert. Them don't have the luxury to lull off. It's like a quick thing and then they up again. Because hey, everybody against them. You understand? Everybody want the truth. When they by the river, you ever notice when they by the river, now them things can kneel down. You ever see them animals them? Yeah, they could bend their legs and kneel down. But them don't kneel down when they're going by the water. They just have their legs like this and lean forward. And it's like any little thing right come out from there. He done in the motion. He catching me. You understand? He catching me. This is 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 6. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. When they say don't sleep, don't get relaxed. Don't get relaxed. There's not a place to get relaxed. Micah 2:10, somebody read that down, they say something.
Talking about how the bishop should be by that community this and that, you know. The Titus chapter 1 and verse 9, holding fast the faithful word as he has been taught, that he may be able by some doctrine both to exalt and to convince the gainsayers.
Like some doctrine, some doctrines we're going to also keep you alert. Understand? It's solid and have health in it. Understand? Health is what? We're synonymous with health. Life. So if you have the right doctrine, then guess what? The enemy can't catch you off guard. You understand? The enemy can't catch you off guard. So you're always alert, you're always on your P's and your Q's.
Look at that. The dead brother came last week, and he wasn't able to use his doctrine now, and a some doctrine to convince the gainsayers. Every doctrine was so, he was so to come here and cut.
Cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 25, and I will start at verse 7. It says, For better it is that it be said unto thee, Come up hither, than that thou shouldest be put lower in the presence of the prince whom thine eyes have seen. Say, Go not forth hastily to strive, lest thou know not what to do in the end. Thereof, when thy neighbor had put thee to shame. So like Shalom, let's come, read, Exodus, I am that I am, and, he hates the, what, I give him a chance, and at the end, he don't know, like, he's stuck, he don't know what to do, you understand, and like being in the truth too, you don't want to be in the truth, when end time reach now, the grain of rice come and you don't know what to do. And who put to believe, boy? Let's not go by Nate, boy. No, let's not try GMS now. You understand?
Say you must take doctrine from this camp, and that camp, to the next camp. So the confusion.
Yeah, as Marcus I say. Yeah, he tossed to and fro.
I want to hear.
You notice what you do in the end. Like all the rest of the camps that is getting refuted with the doctrines do. All of this deal with prostitutes. Boy, they don't do it again.
He's trying to pull out a quick one. He's trying to pull out a quick one.
They said when the battle is lost, insults is like it is resort to insults. You understand? So when he starts, so then we start, alright, so about this, all that, you understand? But then it's not insult because it is scriptural. Solomon was a righteous man. The two women who came to Solomon for the first judgment, they were two harlots. How come he didn't say, nah, these harlots, let it get out of here? Matter of fact, he said the two of them dwelled in the same house. So I mean the person was living in the house. So how come he didn't tell them, hey?
Why he didn't put them to that? Why he didn't put them to that?
For adultery.
For adultery.
You understand?
Right, because you can remember he saying I mean at some point in time the argument was that we didn't make them harlots.
Yeah.
So why he didn't make why Solomon didn't put them to that? Because both of them come as harlots.
Book of Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, Arise, ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sure destruction.
That's why Jeremiah said, my sleep shall be sweet. You understand? The sleep can't be sweet here because you always have some kind of cares. You always waking up with something, you gotta worry about something. You understand? What I was saying yesterday, a king was supposed to be moving. You understand? A king awake us. When you think that we're going to have a week, you are the luxury we are doing that now. You understand? You are the luxury.
And that scripture in Matthew that talk about if you're a master and you have a servant, right, and the servant toiling in the field whole day and he come in, would you tell the servant go rest, get something to eat and drink before he serve you? You know that scripture? Yeah, because you had to come out here and toil.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 23 and 21.
says, for the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty, and drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags. I'm going to deal with on a spiritual level. That drunkard and glutton is these men and them eating up and drunk and eating from right here. They say what, they will come to poverty, and drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags. Instead of being clothed with the righteous garments, you're clothed with rags. Drowsy, meaning you're sleeping and stuff by yourself. You'll be clothed with rags in the spirit. Unlike the men and them in, what is that? What it was, the Revelation, say righteousness. Say righteousness is the white garment is righteousness. Are you saying? Revelation 98, yeah. You're clothed with righteousness, but drowsiness is clothed with rags. Be lazy. You're clothed with rags. The spirit.
There we go. Huh?
Blessings, sir. I want my blessings, sir.
Yeah, can.
It's Luke 17 and verses 7. It said, but which of you having a servant plowing or feeding cattle will say unto him by and by, when he is come from the field, go and sit down to meat? And will not rather say unto him, make ready wherewith I may sup, and gird thyself and serve me, till I have eaten and drunken, and afterward thou shalt eat and drink. Doeth he thank that servant because he did the things that was commanded him? I trow not. So likewise ye, when ye have done all those things which are commanded you, say, we are unprofitable servants, we have done that which was our duty to do. We have a duty to do. As it was mentioned in the rest of the Micah 2 and 7, this is not that rest. But we have a duty to labor, as it says in Hebrews 4 chapter and verses 11. Let us know therefore what labor to enter into that rest. So there's one pathway to that rest. Alright?
That pathway is work. Out here on the highways, on the byways.
I got fully
Let us therefore labor to enter into that rest.
Yeah, everybody here good.
Work and then if you work from out here on the highways, on the byways, but the work don't stop here. You work on yourself every day. Every day you keep working on yourself. Trying to work on you. The scripture says. Right? Work on you. You work on yourself and then you do the work. But the work don't just stop here. It's an everyday thing.
Hey, when you look up the word rest, right? It says what? It says peacefully, figuratively, consolation. There's no consolation, there's no prize, there's no reward for we labor our love. You understand? There's hell. It says what? Specifically, matrimony. This is not a marriage. This is not a marriage. You understand? It says comfortable. Which one are we comfortable here? Ease. Not at ease. One thing, only ease we have is dis-ease. Understand? So this could never be rest.
The scripture says now they desire a better country.
You know, we have no resting place. Somebody that continue in city. To continue in city, but we desire, we want to come.
They tell, and that due to the curses. And the scripture says, neither shall thou have ease.
Hey, really righteous is about that he may escape from every it. In hell.
So, supposed to be catching hell. If you're in hell and you ain't catching hell, you come like a bastard.
Yeah.
Scripture say the Lord will wipe away all the tears from your eyes.
So something got to be making you cry.
You ought to be making you cry.
I don't mean to quote that. You understand? But he said, something like, we said some about joy, he said joy.
Joy.
Joy be joy without pain. You understand? Something like that. But basically,
That gotta be
like
because
this hard, it's something about joy. Something like that. But hey, to have joy, you experience pain.
Joy will be so good if it wasn't for pain.
As we say, right, as we say, joy wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for pain. Or you know the thing, man. It's pain. Why we at the scripture say, somebody read it, Isaiah 35 and 10. 35, 10.
Isaiah chapter 35 verse 10. And it says, and the ransom of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai shall return and come to Zion with songs and everlasting joy upon their heads. They shall obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away.
Yeah, everlasting joy. You know this everlasting joy? That is like the new moon feast every day. It's like the new moon feast every day. You gotta worry about dealing with an asshole boss tomorrow. You gotta worry about paying your rent, paying phone bill for your internet content. You gotta worry about why suppose Pastor gonna send water this week, boy. You gotta worry about them kind of thing.
You know, I don't worry about your body.
Yeah.
Your body just being destroyed.
You gotta worry if we're taking them out of sea stuff.
Yeah.
You understand?
Or the nigga woman.
Yeah, man.
Alright, Exodus 3 and verse 7. And Yahweh said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people which are in Egypt, and have heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters, for I know their sorrows. So wherever we're going through, the truth the most I know we're going through.
He's saying all the afflictions I was afflicted.
And like the afflictions we're going through right now. With work, with money, with charity, with wherever you're going through, you know. Everybody have the different life, you know.
Did you say he would give you more than you could bear?
Yeah, can.
So that means he know he's the one applying the pressure.
Hey, Revelation, yeah, the keys are hell and of death.
That's right.
So he can put you through wherever hell he want. But as I say, he will give you more than you can bear.
He will make a way. Yeah.
Step no man I escape.
This is Isaiah 65 verse 18. It says, but be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem, a rejoicing, and her people a joy. And I will rejoice in Jerusalem, and joy in my people. And the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying
In her. So when you reach a revelation where it say you're gonna wipe away tears, that is in her. You had to connect it. See, the Christians, what they do is they just jump to the New Testament and want to apply that to everybody. The people that the Lord said he's going to rejoice in is the children of Israel.
Job 39 and 5, Babakasha. You talking to the people who sign and cry, who mourn it, yeah? Job 39 and 5. Don't get it. Don't get it.
This Job 39 verse 5, it says, who had sent out
To the, yeah,
35:10.
35 and 9. 35 and 9.
Nah.
35
It
and
says, by the reason of the multitude of oppression,
Uh-huh.
they make the oppressed to cry.
They make the oppressor cry. So that is the her. The oppressor is the her. And, you know, all the nations and being oppressed, all the nations and go through Egypt for 400 years. All the nations and go through transatlantic slave trade.
We are trying to come home who are heavy and
Heavy laden and
years.
so who heavy laden? Because basically part of the curse is that we become a problem when I buy wood. And what they say, naturally the East Indians and these other nations said niggas don't like to work. Naturally that's what they say. That's the problem when I buy wood. They say niggas don't like to work, right? That's the talk of the tongue. But who is the people oppressed and spoiled, robbed and spoiled? Who is what the scripture say? Is Jacob a homeborn slave? So we were saying that yesterday. You know, kings don't like to work. Kings don't work. If a king give the decree to build a city, who go and get the praise for building the city? Whose name go call? The king name go call. Even though he didn't lift the arm, no. He didn't mix 1 ounce of mortar. He didn't dig 1 trench. He didn't tie 1 piece of steel. But it's the king who go and get it.
But we have no such king. In the sense that our king himself came and he laid the foundation.
He's the rock. Deuteronomy 32. He's the rock.
If I can just read this precept to confirm the scripture I just quote pertaining to the nation of Israel is Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 6. He said, I was wroth with my people, I have polluted mine inheritance.
Always possessive. From the prophecy beforehand up to now, it's still possessive.
That's right.
Before he was born, the angel said, I think it was Gabriel, he shall save his people from their sins. And Matthew 2 verse 6 say what? Out of Jerusalem shall come a governor over my people Israel.
Right, yeah.
There's verse Isaiah 47 and verse 6. He said, I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand.
An inheritance, again. If a son have an inheritance, he collect again from his father. He inherited it from his father. Right? The Lord, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, gave the earth to Yahweh Shai. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. But beginning with what? His heirs, his joint heirs, Yasharallah.
It says, thou didst show them no mercy upon the ancient, as thou very heavily laid thy yoke. So the heavily laden. He said, upon the ancient thou was heavily laid thy yoke. And it was pertaining to his people as they just went through it, right? The inheritance, my people, right? Mine inheritance. He said he gave them into their hand, which is the Edomite hand precisely, and they heavily laid yokes upon them. So when Yahweh Shai came in the New Testament, Matthew the 11th chapter, and said, come ye all heavily laden, he ain't speaking about everybody in the world. He's speaking about the people that he gave over to the hands of the wicked. That was his, the Israelites.
This is Exodus chapter 4. I will start at verse 22. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith Yahweh, Israel is my son, even my firstborn, and I say unto thee, let my son go, that he may serve me, and if thou refuse to let him go, behold, I will slay thy son, even thy firstborn. So the Most High, you know, he calls us his son. You understand? We are his people. That's why, well, every part of the Bible you read, you're going to hear Israel. You're going to hear Israel scattered. You're going to hear Israel in slavery. You're going to hear it in bondage. You're going to hear they'll be oppressed. But at the end, at the end, the Messiah say what? He will create new heavens and new earth, and that belongs to who? The Israelites. Right now, everything on the earth belongs to Yahweh Shai. But the Most High's Father, he have a plan going on. He have a movie set up, basically supplanting all these different heathens. Putting us in slavery, putting us in hard bondage. You understand? Setting them up. We serve them, they call we dogs, they whipped us, they beat us, they ripped us, they take everything from us, but at the end of the day, they're being supplanted. Because when you read Revelation chapter 13 and verse 10, he says, what? He that leadeth into captivity, shall go into captivity, and he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Going back to Daniel with the dream, with King Nebuchadnezzar. From the head of gold comes through the foot, iron and clay. All the kings, in those different dynasties were heathens. None are Israelites. So we were slaves from in Babylon, Persians, the Greeks come straight down to now. We are still servants basically.
You want to stay with your master, you put your ears on the door, but you wasn't getting, you was kind of captive, you wasn't getting paid. You still ain't getting paid. And you need to push because at 3 4 years on yeah, I will try to post. And stay a servant.
And still it had guidelines on how you're supposed to treat a servant after that. But now with that happen, I show you take it.
Yeah, because one more, I was waiting to come to the point that law was a Hebrew slave. That was a Hebrew slave. Right? So the guidelines, going into the guidelines, they was to treat him as a brother because they say what? Remember, you was a slave in Egypt for 400 years. Right? Ul.
Very soon. Because he wants us to be his perpetual slave. And that is the character.
Yeah, because, yeah, come. And that's a back you up because when you go into the word, M-A-R-K, it is go to Karax, right? And, sorry, not M-A-R-K, Salak. When you go into Revelation 3 and 10 and they speak about the hour of temptation, it is going to the Greek word perazo, which is to pierce through. So that is the ul, to pierce through. The time of piercing. Right? And it's also time of perplexity in Luke 21. Or Luke 21, the time of perplexity.
I know it's not that directly, but it's called a fire.
Yes, and so.
Come.
I know you didn't talk about that directly.
But it's in the spirit of what you coming to do. And then piercing demon, Leviathan, what is Revelation say that old serpent, yeah, the devil and can.
There's Job 36 verse 7 reading down. It says he withdrawn not his eyes from the righteous, but with kings are they on the throne. Yea, he do establish them forever, and they are exalted. And if they be bound in fetters, and be holden in cause of affliction, then he show them their work and their transgressions that they have exceeded. He opened also their ear to discipline, and commanded that they return from their iniquity. If they obey and serve him, they shall spend their days in prosperity, and their years in pleasure. And they will know it right now. You know, turn us back. So he will put us in that position, alright, to enjoy that pleasure and prosperity. As he put us was rightfully waiting.
Forever and ever and ever.
Guess what? It's like the Lord coming to build the land. Now guess what? All these, now we're going back to the east. Now a lot of these countries in the west will come back to the original state that it was in. Because the Lord gonna burn countries in the east. And then when we go back there, that burning actually gonna purge the land. Get rid of all the impurities, cleanse the land, cleanse the air, because that's one thing Fridays do, cleanse. And then when we over there, we might come back here in some years and realize that we see watermelon and well grapes big so watermelon like that, you understand? Because when you put the land get a chance to rest. But that Esau, nothing can rest.
I remember.
Scripture says there's no peace to the wicked.
Like,
he don't give peace, he don't give rest.
Like if you watch them clips of Trinidad years back, they just had them on TikTok and these different on Facebook and thing. One thing I always watch out because they show like old shows like Mango Ali, there are no boundaries and these things. Watching mango leaves. Mango leaves used to be broad, you used to see the veins, it used to be long. You used to see the veins and they could have spotted from a distance. Huh? Yeah, you used to see all you know why they call the zoo Emperor Valley Zoo? The Emperor Butterfly used to be plenty there.
You know, see them thing again. I remember a long time that was a game catching them monarch
Butterfly, yeah.
And the red one with the black dots.
Yeah. What?
Last you see that
Caterpillars. I remember as a child, caterpillars, they used to have the caterpillars, they used to make the cocoon with the little sticks. Plenty, I show plenty, you know that. The cocoon that used to be like little sticks all around, brown sticks. Yeah.
It had the small one,
yeah,
it had
yeah.
the small one, it had the big one.
Yeah.
You used to call them Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
Because when they touch it, you
It's
see the
a-
caterpillar,
yeah.
is this
Yeah.
one, is it chocolate head?
Yeah.
It's how is it chocolate head?
Yeah.
When them puppies,
Yeah.
The seating.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you, Italian thing you don't see again. Just I don't know. It's
They have what is not what not really common is hummingbirds, but they are wrong. Cause I went by a park the other day, boy, and I see a person. I don't know what obia he have, but if you see thousands of hummingbirds in here, he have they are the bird feeder, they are the water, but I don't know if he just get them seeds, but it's thousands.
When last time I see a yellow bumblebee.
Nah, I ain't see that.
Yellow bumblebee.
Nah, yeah.
You never see a yellow bumblebee, a yellow and black bumblebee in Trinidad.
I see one maybe
Yellow and black.
I think one a few months
Yellow
ago.
and black. I used to see yellow and black. I can't tell you last. I can't even tell you last time I see a black one.
I used to see black. I see black. Yeah. But the
it
yellow and black
fluffy.
one?
It used to look fluffy, yellow and black.
Fluffy, yeah.
Yellow and black bumblebee. Telling you, those them things again butter. I remember I see a butterfly. All that is butterfly, a blue butterfly. Big butterfly talking about. You don't see them thing again. You're catching the ass to see them at the alright. What about them hawk moths? Or you don't see them hawk moths and say, I don't see hawk moths again. Them big moths will be in your house. Yeah, them big hawk moths.
Dusty moth and them making dust.
Yeah. Telling you. Don't see hawk moths. You don't even see the small moths again. That's something here for you.
Shalom Alaikum. Beauty brothers. How are you? Israelites?
Yes. We know who he is.
Look at me.
I don't know. I want you to tell me who he is.
We did with you already. Yeah, my man, yeah.
I didn't have
Brother?
I didn't have a precept, but I had you say he's an Israelite, right?
No.
Yeah, them things, especially things that
Is that Israelite?
One thing at a time. It's not about the French. No, it's not about the French.
Let's slow down. Let's slow down.
right through.
So now I'm saying hi, girlfriend.
Is it purpose that you're great visitor?
I was going to tell you, very much. I saw a group of people that I believe are from the descendants of the children of Israel. I'm not sure exactly which tribes, but we might do better.
You're not tribal? You're part of the tribe?
And no homo now, let's finish with the first question, one thing at a time. I got excited. I expressed an uncontrollable desire to greet you in my poor Hebrew pronunciation, Shalom Alaikum. That's okay, continue. No, continue. Let's come just spend all the time with all. Let us see what they're doing.
What's the name of your God?
According to the story, it's present in the Torah, right? Moses.
Where's it Lucia?
The name is unpronounceable. So they ended up using words like Aaron and Ashib. Another way of consider the same way to pronounce it, they say Yahweh or Yahweh.
So now you just pray to every night.
They also refer to it as the tetragram.
So you just pray to Yahweh. Every morning. Every moment. Alright, what can people do?
intend to be initiated with the order of New Trinidad? I am not sure.
I just have enough feelings. If you didn't know about Israelite, but you're not really in them things. I feel you're not the front of
We now start the conversation. So far, we just only talking.
I don't believe so.
I don't know where we are right now. I will let you decide that. But yes, I would like to. I have the intention to be initiated in the order of Melchizedek. I intend to become one of those from the nation of high priests. You know, they say the nation of people of a nation of priests and saints. Consecrated to the Lord, 144,000, 12,000 of each tribe. I have the intention. I hope and wish.
Man, you call and speak your truth.
If I still want it, still.
They now boys scout, you can just come and say.
Okay, sorry, I understand.
And just say part of it.
Who does make the decision?
Messiah, Hashem, Messiah.
Well, choice. So this.
Yahweh is the name, and the Messiah, and the son of Yahweh.
So answer the question you asked, right? That is what I want to do. And I believe that in that brotherhood, right, that universal brotherhood and kingdom of the Most High God, right, and the music holy name, Hashem Adonai, Yahweh, who is one sentence, Yahweh says what Yahweh says, and translated. I intend to also want it. Maybe a head, behind, I don't know. I intend to meet them, show love, and develop a connection and speak common tongue like what we speak in here. Use common terms which they understand. Right?
Any laws and portals?
I wonder if it's this way.
Same way as the Kineton.
That snake does look like Korah's snake. And it's not Korah's snake.
Watch this, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, well, I can't pronounce it. I have only recently started studying Aramaic Hebrew, which is the Hebrew language coming down from the line of Aram, which was one of the descendants of Noah.
Why is that blue, man? Why is this blue?
I only recently started studying a little bit of Aramaic Hebrew, so I may not have the pronunciation too well. So
Yahweh,
assist me.
name and Yahweh Shai.
Okay, so assist me the pronunciation, brother. Is it? Sorry. Is it Yahshua?
Yahweh and Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai? Thank you, brother. So I got a lesson in Hebrew from my brother. He asked me if I did eat pork, and I told him that even if I say yes or no, he won't know the truth of it.
Really begging me, just say yes or no.
See that, yes, sir? Yeah, I know, but he won't know the truth. So, going back to Yahshua, and the first...
Well, you don't eat pork, that's what you have to say. You just don't want to say.
I don't eat pork, right? But thanks. Thanks anyway, yeah.
So you and our man said you want to take the food without this.
You have to play games? You have to play games? Probably, yes.
I said why I
This book of Psalm chapter 94 and verses 13, reading down, it says that that thou mayest give him rest. I read from verse 12. It says, blessed is the man whom thou chastest, O Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and teachest him out of thy law, that thou mayest give him rest from the days of adversity, until the pit be digged.
Okay, Isaiah 55 and 1 from above.
For the Lord Yahweh
Isaiah 55 and 1.
will not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance. But judgment shall return unto the righteous, and all the upright in heart shall follow it.
It said judgment will return unto the righteous.
To the righteous.
There's a scripture that proves who the righteous is, because when you go back to Psalms 147, he showed his words unto Jacob, his law, statutes, and judgments unto Israel. So if judgment is returning to the righteous, but returns mean to go back to where you were, right? Return. So if
judgment is going to return to the righteous, then the righteous is Israel. That's who judgment is going to return to. The Israelites. Alright, and what it began by saying he's going to teach them out of what? His law. So that's why the brother asked, what do you think about the laws in Most High? Did he kept?
God, I deal with him. We deal with him already, you know. He bug out. Go ahead.
55, right?
Yeah, 55 and 1.
It's Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 1. Oh, everyone that tasted, come eat to the waters, and he that had no money, come eat, buy and eat. Yea, come, buy wine and milk without money and without price.
If I can see, you note how this is worded. He said, if you're thirsty, then come. If you have no money, then buy. You can't be filled up or so-called hydrated with other waters and have other money and want this knowledge.
Exactly. So
You gotta
that
get rid of that first.
so that's my point. Is that, you know, we see him in the garment. This is discernment right here. See him in his garment, which is Muslim garb, right? And his games he on. His games he on. The scripture say, when concerning wisdom, that a man who have wisdom, when he conjecture it, the word conjecture it means a guess. He guess it all right? Those who hungered and are thirst will come to the waters. The scripture say, Proverbs 1 and 26, wisdom cried without, it cried in the chief place of concourse, saying, come, gosh.
Okay, fair?
Yeah, can't, tell her that.
There's Proverbs 1 and verse 20. And reads, it says, wisdom cried without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She cried in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates.
In the opening of the gate, we're in the middle of the city here, we're in a transport hub, right? Here, call it Sawa, go ahead.
It says, in the city she uttered her words,
And
saying,
the city is really the people, eh? Because when the people are here, call it a ghost town. Right, there's the spirit was here. Go ahead.
it says, how long, she cried in the chief place of concourse, in the opening of the gates, in the city she uttered her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
Yeah, the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. And that is it. Because this was when he was, I think we met him before he turned Muslim. He was searching. I think so. Or probably he was new at the time. He was newly into the faith. But, you know, he come here to scorn and scoff.
So he actually just said it was literary, right? Heading to whatever he's about to do. And saw us here and decided to come for his condemnation. That's what just took us.
But what happened is that we never profess. We always say that we never profess to be out here for everybody.
That's right.
Isaiah 55 and said, those who hunger and who are thirst, come, drink and buy. Go ahead.
In Mark 2, and verse 15, it says, and it came to pass that as Yahushua sat at meat in the house, many publicans and sinners sat also together with Yahushua and his disciples, for there were many, and they followed him. And when the scribes and Pharisees saw him eat, publicans and sinners, they said unto his disciples, how is it that he eateth and drinketh with the publicans and sinners? When Yahushua heard it, he said unto them, they that are whole need no physician, but they which are sick. I came not to call the righteous, but the sinners to repent.
Exactly. So they that are whole need a physician. He found his physician. Right? His physician is in a different doctrine.
Like the Lord fucking them up because they won't really hold. You know, when it comes to wholesomeness.
Can't.
Alright, they won't really
Complete. Because the word whole will go back. That's one of the synonyms for complete or perfect. To be whole.
that's right.
Right? It was like it was sarcasm. It was sarcasm.
Oh, and he came not for the
righteous.
Right.
And it's not that they were really righteous.
Yeah.
You understand? It's that they had that perception of themselves that they were righteous. You understand? So he was just fucking them up basically. God don't need me.
Come like Nate. How Nate push you out of his vibration and general your hand up. Alright? They may think that, men picking on them. But no, it's not that. It's the fact that you men portray yourself as men are the Lord. Alright? Putting yourself on those high seats as if you are righteous men. Because they speak the law, but yet do you men keep the law? Right? Because at the end of the day, they're dwelling down in the tabernacle of hypocrites. You understand? If possible, Babusha, I just wanted to add something to the already because I brought up the Proverbs 120, right? Back in the CVT, right? CEV. Salah. Salah. Yeah, you know what it says, right? It says, wisdom shouts in the streets, wherever crowds gather. She shouts in the marketplace and near the city gates, as she says to the people, how much longer will you enjoy being stupid, fools?
So if wisdom shouting and crying, and somebody come up and say they didn't hear, that means they're deaf. That means they don't have the ears. Wisdom is shouting. This knowledge is making that, is that as the scripture says, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their song went forth into all the earth. If you in here what we say, that means you're spiritually deaf. This truth is speaking for you. Where everything is being fully expressed, alright, from a biblical point of view, a secular point of view, historical point of view, scientific point of view. The Lord is using this knowledge in a very vast way, alright, to bring out. But you people still ain't getting the message. Like, because a lot of you, the Lord has you spiritually deaf and spiritually blinded.
Verse 24, it says, you completely ignored me. I refused to listen. You rejected my advice and paid no attention when I warned you. So when you are struck by some terrible disaster, or when trouble and distress surround you like a whirlwind, I will laugh and make fun.
I would say you're going to laugh and make fun. Because, like today, we are speaking His words, and we are the mouthpiece of the Hawabash and Hawashai, and very soon we're going to be the instrument that He uses to laugh. To have you all in derision, and the scripture says, the righteous shall see it and shall laugh at Him. It's in the book of Psalms.
Can. Yeah.
Precept. This is Romans chapter 11 and verse 9. It says, and David said, let their table be made a snare and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened that they may not see, and bow down their back always. I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? Yahweh forbid. But rather through their fall, salvation come unto the Gentiles for to provoke them to jealousy.
Yeah, the Christian pastor or the Christian dummy would say, see the Gentiles. You know? Because the Israelites fell, now open up for all nations to come here. These Gentiles here are referring to the Israelites, alright, us precisely in these times as well, alright, that are today now returning to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Alright, whereas back then as well, in the time of the Lord, we would have had Israelites that were now coming in called what Hellenists. They were called uncircumcision, by that which was called circumcision, and through the fall of those that were in the land, knowing that they were Jews, and through their hypocrisy as well, like the Sadducees, the Pharisees, that spoke the law, but they didn't do it. It now opened up for these Israelites, as I believe it was Apostle Paul said, lo, we now go on to the Gentiles, because of these people who right here in the land, claiming to be Jews, claiming to be the people of the Most High, and they ain't doing it. So we had to get to the Grecians, we had to get to those that were Hellenized and those that adopted other philosophies and traditions. 10 says, the lion is come up from the thicket and the destroyer of the Gentiles. The destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. Which shows us what? That there's different contexts that the word Gentiles is used. Alright, because the Christians will tell us salvation is for the Gentiles, and that is all the nations outside of Israel. Gentile just only mean any nation outside of the nation of Israel. And that is the ones that they receive. So why the scripture saying here that the destroyer is a destroyer coming for the Gentiles? Which Gentile is this? The ones to be saved or the ones to be destroyed?
If Christians was truthful to themselves, right? If they was truthful to themselves, because what they will tell us, right? When we bring the truth out concerning Gentiles, the natural born heathen, and Gentiles, the Israelite foreigners / strangers, right? If they're truthful to themselves, they will have to acknowledge that they'll have to go to the Jewish, the Amalekites up in the land, and say that, yo, well, actually the covenant get taken away from all and given unto us. But could that what has come to us with? The Hebrew Israelites, right? It's not only for Israel. The Lord died to open it up to everybody, right? But the same way you want to condemn us by saying that everybody that you open it up to, in truth and in fact, is Israelite foreigners, right? That kept for example, we talk about the Acts 2, the Pentecost, right? Why they was there in Jerusalem from all the different lands? Because they was keeping the Feast of Pentecost, which was one out of the 3 days that they're supposed to return to Jerusalem to keep, right? So that's us proving and producing our cause, right? But you would use the argument that the covenant was taken away from the Jewish or the Israelites. It was taken away from the Israelites and given unto all nations. You use that in Christianity to come against us. But that's not written. But what I said, why they don't take it and carry it to the Jewish rats and say that, hey, all your faults and we is true? That's why Israel have to get a nuke too, because in the land of Israel they have Amalekites, you have Christians, and you have Muslim.
Just today, looking up a rabbinical interpretation of Leviticus, the 12th chapter, right? With the rabbinic, that term rabbinic, they go back to the word
Shalom,
that think themselves to be teachers and masters in Jewish rabbi means, right? And in their interpretation of Leviticus, the 12th chapter, where it talks about the period of separation for the woman, which when she makes a boy child is 40 days, when she makes a girl child
90.
is 80 days, right? What they're saying is the first 2 weeks, that is when is a altogether separation, no sex, nothing like that. But you remainder, like the 3 score and 6, that is called, they call it Dam Taha. Dam Toha, right? They know the right pronunciation, but what they're trying to say is Taha, which is pure. And they actually saying that the rest of any blood in that 3 score and 6 years is clean blood.
Meaning you can eat it.
It's right on Google. And they call it
rabbinical
interpretation.
So these are the people who are the teachers.
So what does that do with the clean blood now?
You can have sex, that's what they say.
Yeah,
you can have sex in that blood.
But you see,
You can sour that.
oh God,
But they do oral circumcision.
yeah.
So it had to be in our clean blood.
You see, but one of the things is when they
But then there's error in that, because they had rabbis in New York that was doing oral circumcision and was spreading HPV and herpes, right? So there's error in that.
That's right.
So the Lord confounding them.
And then there are kosher pork, kosher cigarettes, kosher faggots in the land.
but you see, one of the things is when they go through like talking on Jesus and cases with them, right? As I was talking about our point in time, watching Al Jazeera News, and something else I was watching with them, and that was even recently, right? They don't understand the law. They don't understand the law, and that is a shame. They could never be people, because if we, as the scripture say, in the land where, you know, Hosea chapter 1, we say they are not the people. If it is that we are not the people, how then we could understand the law? Alright? How it is that we who you people saying and not the people could understand the law, but you who say you are the people can't understand the law. Right? Just showing that we are the people genetically and spiritually are the people of Yahweh Hashem El Shai.
Yeah, we just remember that precept when you should be teachers, somebody should teach you.
Can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even when back in the house, people can remember and so it's open. You know? We are the people.
Everything about Hebrew Israelite, it's spiritual. And spiritual not meaning some heebie-jeebie feelings with goosebumps. Spiritual meaning that it goes back to what the word say. The words I speak out to you, they are spirit and they are life. John 6:63.
And you know, as I said, that one of the importance is even going back into the Hebrew, because as we normally teach, rightfully dividing the word of truth, right? So where it says now EOI, which is the elders of Israel, they say that we don't have to go back into the Hebrew or the Greek, right? But they say that they are spiritual Israelites. But how you can be spiritual Israel and you're going back into the spirit of the scriptures? The spirit of the scriptures is Hebrew.
How you going to understand, there you shall be sold to your enemies and then no man shall buy you. How you going to understand that without going into the Hebrew?
When Yahweh Shai spoke to the Apostle Paul, where was he? Not in the spirit realm? What language he spoke?
Hebrew.
Alright, so that showing them clearly that these men that they're going on, they don't understand the spirit. The spirit of the scriptures is in the Hebrew.
Language of the heavens is the Hebrew.
Amen. Spiritual language. And who was our chief fifth element?
Aye.
With Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
When the woman was the fella, the priest, he said she's speaking the language of the what? Of the heavens. You understand? Okay. And when you really listen to somebody's speech that she was talking, it was actually, when you're listening to it properly, it was Hebrew. Even the Psalm show, oh gosh, it's a kind of Transformers. It's a kind of Transformers. But Dino Core, I think a Dino Core. When you go into, when you watch it, they hold everything about them. Because they came from another planet and they came to Earth. You understand? And they have to eat some other dinos, whatever the case is. But everything is in paleo.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, it was on Netflix. It was on Netflix. Yeah. That was big. The thing with Noah's Ark. The shot. Yeah. Oh gosh. Wow, that name right there, boy, right there.
Some different.
Yeah. It's about right. It's just like a Japanese super soldier. But they give him a suit that make him kind of invincible, right? But he protecting ancient biblical artifacts, and all the biblical artifacts had powers in them. And all of them was written in Hebrew. All of them had Hebrew writing on it. Paleo Hebrew. Yeah. I think that was in. Come close. I'm gonna put it. Come close. Oh gosh, what's the name of that? All them show Netflix. You see Netflix? Netflix, they telling you was Netflix. They prophesying. Couple of the Netflix series, right? I came across a cartoon just the other day, and they talk basically. It's coming back to the demonizing the angels, right? I came across one today and all. But I can't remember, boy. I forgot. It's too soon. But I came across one today again. Basically, the demonizing the angels, and again, the angels destroy everything, right? But the Edomites was to destroy the fathership, well, the mothership they will call it. So when they destroy the mothership, their ships come crashing down, killing all of them, and they was able to capture the captain of the attack. So the alien now, they capture one, the one who's the general that was carrying on the attack now, and they enslave him. You understand? You know they hypocritical. The houses, they think they in what thought is that the houses go
They think affliction gonna rise up the second time.
yeah, core. But yeah, can't. Cause they're trying to rebuild from the ashes, right, and reestablish it. And they had one slimy senator who was an Edomite, right, was trying to bring back the same wickedness over again, right. He was setting men against women. He was setting divisions. You understand? But he was an Edomite, right. But they kind of come out. Cause they had so-called the president. The appointed president, the guy who threw the grenade to shoot down the fathership or the mothership and bring all the other ships down. But they make him president now. The people know it's he who do it, so they make him president. But the senator, he appointed himself like the chief senator, and he was working maliciously behind the scenes now. But everybody else, they portray them as being stupid now. But the stupid people have a kind of common sense now, in terms of like, yo, we don't want to be bitter towards one another now. So they kind of keep on making them out. But I ain't watch out the whole thing. But it goes to show why Esau is gonna be rounded up and burnt after 1,000 years.
That's right.
Right? Because the scriptures, as you just quoted, affliction is not gonna rise up a second time.
Because as I said that, right? Because I couldn't go now always going for that happen. Right? This is why the top people won't understand what we talk about where Esau Edom, he has to be destroyed. Right, because at the end of the day, if he's able to come back, he always gonna rise up what? The same fruit. You understand? So at some point in time, Esau Edom he gonna do what? Bring forth the same wicked seed. This is why Mosiah by Shem and Shai had to get rid of him, Malachi. You understand? Yeah, go to bed. The second Ezra chapter 13 and starting at verses 12, it says, afterward saw I the same man come down from the mountain, which represents the chariot that the Lord is coming with the fathership, as it was described. And it says, and call unto him another peaceable multitude, which represents his people, Israelites. It says, and there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, some were sorry, and some of them were bound. Right, but some were glad. Some were glad, but basically hopefully left. Right, some were sorry, right? Basically, go back to the unrighteous. Yeah, two-thirds of our people, they're going to be sorry. Exactly. And the day of our Lord's return, because Solomon, the 5th chapter. Daniel 12. Daniel, the 12th chapter, some will wait to everlasting shame. Right? Some were sorry. It says, and some of them were bound.
And we say 2/3, right? But 2/3 represent just
in
Babylon. So according to Revelation 21:8, you have rebels, unbelieving, right? Unbelieving, those who stick in the wicked way, unrepenting, right? They're gonna be destroyed.
That's right.
That's where the lasers, the chariots, and the reapers are gonna come in, the angels, and the elect who would be endowed with that spiritual power. They're gonna come and put them to death too.
That's right.
Clean up. You clean up, you know, like you have a clean up crew when you're watching the movies. They will send in the special forces first. They will capture, they will retrieve the asset. Like if you have a kidnapped victim, they will come and they will retrieve the asset, and then they might have a crew to come in and just wipe out everybody.
Ezekiel 39 men of continual
employment. That's Esau. They're going to come in and what? Bury the dead.
Exactly.
But amongst the military, you're going to have certain men going to be doing certain actions now. You know? Scriptures talk about pulling Esau out of the holes, right? Yeah. And they're basically pulling them out of the bunkers, the dumps, deep underground military bases, right? Pulling them out from what? From the space station.
And Isaiah 50 to the multitude that was happy, right? Isaiah 25 verse 9, and it shall be said in that day, lo, this is our power. We have waited for him, and he will save us. This is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. We have waited for him. we will be glad and rejoice in his salvation.
Because for example, as we was going into that Daniel 12 and the other scriptures, right? Some gonna wake to everlasting shame and some gonna wake to everlasting glory. For example, the wives of brothers or the ex-wives of brothers that didn't wait, that didn't have patience, right? They left. They're gonna be ashamed in that day, right? Because according to Micah 7 verse 9, verse 10 to whatever, right? She that is my enemy, right? Shame shall cover her. Who said, where is Yahweh thy power? Right? Because basically she chose to live in the world. She didn't take in consideration these two scriptures. Remember Lot's wife, I remember Job's end.
That's right.
Right? Because Lot's wife, she looked back, she went back into what? Her heart was in what Sodom, Gomorrah and the other cities, Zoar and the other cities. She was for that wickedness. It was hurting her to see that place destroyed. That's why she looked back. Right? Her heart was back there. But you know, the righteous woman, which represents Yasharala, right? Proverbs 31, they look into the Lord. That's right. And that's really the men. They look into the Lord. So they're gonna be the ones who what? Who gonna be to what? To that glory.
Hebrews 12, looking onto Yahweh.
The author and finisher of our faith.
And if I may say also, right, because Joanna 6:2, right, I've like the woman, right, and the scripture also say she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. So even these men, because we also represent that woman of the Most High, right? Because we are the bride.
13. Of that virtuous woman.
So the men who also turned back also and went back into the world and like the things of this world pleasurable to them. You understand? They look back. It's death also to them because what they see pleasure in this life, and we see where, you know, when we was doing works this week. She that liveth in pleasure. I'm not.
Have you heard? Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and had made no account of his labors. Right? They call him man here, but really actually is that we are the virtuous one, because we are the bride of the Lord.
That's right.
Yeah, son. I think it's Wisdom of Solomon, just to get that back. Wisdom of Solomon.
Quick one.
8. Yeah, go ahead.
Revelation 19 and verse 7, let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife had made herself ready.
His wife went back to Yasharala.
That's right.
True, the Israel of Israel. This is Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 7. And if a man love righteousness, her labors are virtues. So this is what we laboring for, is to get the virtues. Right? This is what we laboring for, because the virtues are the foundation of the kingdom. Right? For she teacheth temperance go back into balance, right? And prudence, justice and fortitude. Right? Justice go back into fairness, fortitude.
That's right.
Strength, defense, fortress, piece of defense.
We're here. Woo, nah. Let me see you shit here. Right, so temperance means restraint, prudence means to be careful, right? Justice means fairness, and fortitude goes into determination. Right, so I'll finish it off. It says, which are such things as men can have nothing more profitable in their life. And if a man desire much experience, she teacheth knowledge, she knoweth things of old and conjectureth aright what is to come. She knoweth, and that's what prophecy. Right? If she had to guess by the process of elimination, the MOTB could be only one thing, right? That corrects that implantable C-hip, right? The central bank, right here, locally, the central bank has it as the next form of monetary in the monetary system. There's a whole train. There's a train from the beginning to the end, and the last is what? The C-hip. But everything that we've been saying on the signs, they had it. They had the UPC code, right? The Universal Product Code, right? Which will go back to, as the brother was saying, the UL, right? Because ultimately it's a slave, right? They have, we presently have what? Birth certificates, right? We presently have birth certificates and what? ID cards, with your name written in caps. That go back to what? Your straw man. Look it up. That go back to your straw man.
Hey, shalom to the elder and yeah, I'm coming aboard elder Yashua Mba. Shalom.
Hey, and you know something as they
So
say,
like, yeah. So you go back to your straw man, right? So that is a form. That's showing you that you are not of your own. You're born. If you have a child, if your child is born in the hospital and you refuse to register that child, what they literally threaten you and tell you that you could be subject to being arrested.
that's right.
Right? If you refuse to take the vitamin K shot, they tell you that that's basically ill-treating your child, whatever. They can arrest you for that too. Right? You're a slave. In the central bank, there's a UPC code, right? There's the Carax, the syringe, and there's also the C-hip. The last in the train from the beginning of barter, what they had obsidian stone, and they had other precious stones right there in the central bank. And they came up from all the different captivities we were on. Now we was underneath the British. Sorry, the British was last. We was underneath the Spanish, we was underneath the French, and then we was underneath the British. And all them coins and everything, and every dollar and everything was minted. Everything come all the way up till they had the last three was what? They had the smartwatch. No, they had the smartphone, the smartwatch, and then they had what? UPC code. All three again. And that was a test. That's a testimony that Great Millstone have the wisdom of prophecy.
That's right.
Right? Because the UPC code. Look at the sign here. The sign how old? The sign out since when? The other camps don't have the sign. Great Millstone have the sign. The mark of the beast sign. Right? You get it right there. 666 UPC code. Brand in your forehead or in your hand. Right? You had the Carax and the syringe. And the syringe. They're right there. Right? So even if we was to be guessing, right? We guessing alright. Through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yoshai.
The scripture said that I read doctrine as prophecy. And there is a thing, because when I watch, as I always say, when I watch these other camps, don't you, who are the prophets at the Most High? Right? Because before I came into the truth, right? Nate and IUIC, they always say they are the prophets, and they gave this Christ, right? And always put themselves at the prophets. But yet they could never really learn. You remember that video that we once did, Barney and the Barnites? That's a while back, some years. Because they could only, they like elementary school Hebrews, like camps. But when they come into Great Millstone, right, that spirit of prophecy actually rests on the elders and the apostles and all the other brothers of Great Millstone. Because what we do, we prophesy, we say things before it happens. So like, yeah.
I just wanted to add something to the brother too, because I was watching the news today. July the 4th, they initiated already in Babylon to go cashless on April the 1st, and July the 4th they want to fully implement it to really get rid of the cash totally. Which is the so-called Independence Day, right? July the 4th is Babylon so-called Independence Day, and that is what they're pushing for. And somebody shared it in the group, our local group, where Biden was actually giving reference to the Bobby head for here, Prime Minister for here. Christopher King Rowley. So they all about the same agenda. They all about the same agenda.
First of all, this is Wisdom of Solomon 8 and verse 8. If a man desire much experience, should know things of old and conjectured aright what is to come. Right? May change the MOTB, meaning how much different times. Right? Embargo, sin, sleeping with white women wasn't necessarily him, that was ISUPK. Right? They just change. He changed just like the weather.
So they say the full change as the moon.
Scripture say also
A double-minded mind is unstable as always
He
way.
changed when he met the deceased pastor in Jamaica, and he said that they wasn't going to have no time on Jacob's trouble, it would just be deliverance. It had been whatever and deliverance. He changed, he come and he said that he never said that, but it was on video that he said that. So I don't know who he pulling that wool, he only pulling that wool over his congregation eyes. Right? Because like they don't read outside of what he does, get them to read.
Not with them giving the change.
Right? It says, she know the subtleties of speech. How we know the subtleties of speech? Because we got, according to Isaiah 28 and 9, 8, 9, 10, right? 9 upon 9, 9 upon 9, precept upon precept, with stammering lips and stuttering tongues, right? Here a little, there a little, right? This is the way that we do it. We get the language, we repeat it over and over and over again, and it sticks. We go into the original language, right? That's how we get the understanding of what it means. And context. You know, Christians love to talk context and they really don't understand what context means. Right? A Christian will tell you, hey, that context was back then. The law never changed. So the context never changed. It was always addressed to Israel.
That's beautiful how you mentioned the Isaiah when it talks about here a little, because context actually means to weave together. So you go into the etymology of it, to weave together. When you weave in something like it, we braid it.
Intertwine.
It's like intertwining. You take 3 strands of hair, one from over here, one from here, one from this side, and you bring it together to make a plot.
like a look. Now, as I said that, when I go into the Hebrew language, right? When the Mosai speak, right? When I go into the study of it, especially like into eugenics, alright, they'll tell you when the Mosai speak, if he speak once, he speak in 3 tenses at the same time. So he speak in past, present, and future tense at the same time. You understand? So where would now, if he says something today, he speak past, he's speaking about now, because when we go into when we read something in the scriptures, the whole Biblios, you understand? We see, we go through a lot of things that even we forefathers went through, and now we going through it, and what's going to happen. That's why the scripture saying in 2nd Ezra 4, I think it's around verse 31, I shall like my judgment to unto a ring. So even the song, the world is a cycle. Everything is just go wrong.
You should talk about this circuit of the wind.
Yeah, circle, go back to circle. Yeah.
That's it.
So like, yeah.
I say there's nothing new under the sun. So when the Mosai speaks for, when the Mosai speaks for one, he speaks basically for all.
Exactly.
And as he passes judgment for one, basically he passes judgment for all.
That's right. And like Solomon Gomorrah, it's an example. So like, yeah.
Look what happened with Adam. Charge judgment for one, and that judgment basically trickled down to the sons of God.
And I beautifully say that, because one man said, how you say, one man said there were Ezra says 2nd Ezra 6. What hast thou done? One man said, and the whole nation feel like the same thing. Esau and Edom. Right? He said he birthright. He gave away the blessings. Well, he get his second blessing. Sorry. He said his birthright. But his whole nation will know.
That's right.
Right? It says, and can expound dark sentences. She foreseeth signs and wonders and events of seasons and times. So, you know, it have. I remember. I think it was HOI came up and they came up to the apostles and they say the apostles asked them about the MOTB, and they saying they coming around it, right? Or it was either the MOTB or it was Cornelius. It was Cornelius. They said they're coming around it. I think Zabaka will say something like that too. Zabaka. And a tour, HODC, it was the tour one with Barack. Right, they didn't come and check them before they left 34th and 7th. Right, the two of them, there was like two tall ones and big some big bears. They're coming around here. Right? So, and then Nate in the last half, he keep on changing. But what the apostle was saying back when Nate was changing is like, because it was concerning him with TB, right? But I think it was after he got sick or something like that. I can't remember how exactly it went. But he was changing again. Coming around and like not to take, kind of talking like not to take the chip. I can't remember how it went. It's not to take the chip. It was like, Apostle Taha was saying, it's like, yo, you can't wait until things happen, then to say this is what it is, and call yourself a prophet that's seen before.
Exactly. There's the book of Sirach, chapter 5 and verses 10. It says, be steadfast in thy understanding, and let thy words be the same. It says, be steadfast in your understanding.
Yeah, so you know, it's like they know.
Let words be the same.
Yeah, it's like they know. That way scripture says the order is what? Eat the roll and then teach. Don't be eating and teaching at the same time. Eat the roll, teach what you know. Teach what you know. Eat that.
We also say Shalom. He say first thing when I ask him, he say why you come out, why you not teaching? He say because the doctrine changing up too much. Like one of the camp, like one of the Trump candidates always pull. Even the old man who was from One West, who gave the book, like the same thing he said. The doctrine changing up too much.
You know, and before that, well, Daniel, I know here, the fella who was underneath El Apostle Taha, right, who was in the same camp when El Apostle Taha was the camp leader underneath. That same brother here in Trinidad, and also Nate. You understand? One of the reasons why he was discouraged is because when one was split, right? When one was split, he didn't know exactly who was to follow, right? And me and brother Daniel tried to let him know, well, the Apostle Taha is one with true, but still.
Well, the Lord basically just blind them from which part to take. So long and short of the story, the Lord blind them. But the Lord is safe. Yeah, the Lord is safe. The Lord, there's one part, fire on one side, water on the next.
Yes.
Everybody would have gone. Everybody who didn't go that part of Apostle Taha wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't the destiny was to go down that path.
We read in Isaiah 8, it could be our friends too. Understand? So that was our friends to them that doctrine was modifying, knowledge was being increased.
But because they wasn't learned, so they talk about we know in part and we prophesy in part. So prophecy started to increase.
That's right.
Right, remember when the apostles started to bring out quantum leap. Right? Quantum leap, because we started to leap forward in understanding after a period of time. Right? Over the years.
It's like when Ezekiel was brought by the angel to the waters. 1 minute was at the ankle, then reach up to the knee, then reach up to the loins. Yeah, because 47.
Yes, 47. So like,
you understand? And then it was waters that he had to swim in. You understand? And that's how this knowledge has been increased.
Yeah, because you will reach a point now that if you don't abound in the knowledge, right, you're going to lose your mind. Right, them demons going to attack you. But with that, we give all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Akakodash.
Couple of us apostles and elders are great stone. Our teachers who surely do well and citations in men and brethren in this work is sincerity and truth. Or what Nababal, Abad Babal, GTA. This has been another camp from Gms Trinidad. Right? Here to feed the elect. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom to the elect.
Shalom to the Akim on the comment board and Aquash.